This video is an extension of the full DaVinci Resolve tutorial I have created. In the tutorial, I cover step by step how to import your clips, how to cut or edit your clips in the Edits page, how to add overlay footage onto your main edit, and how to add audio or music, transitions, and titles to your footage. Once you have made your project look more polished, the next step can be to color correct and color grade your footage. In this beginner's tutorial, I'm going to show you some of the basic things that you can do in the color page of DaVinci Resolve to get your clips looking good. So for that, we can click on the color page down here. And this page has a lot of different color correction and color grading effects to really improve the overall look of your clips. The process of color correcting is really making sure that our footage looks exactly the way that the human eye sees things. So making sure that the black parts of the video are really black and the white parts are really white. And the other parts are also well balanced. Color grading is adding a bit more vibrancy or mood to our clips. So on this page, we have our timeline window here, which is a preview of what our video looks like. We have all of our clips here from our timeline. And down at the bottom here are all our color adjustment tools. So the first thing we want to do is to enable scopes by pressing this button. This gives you a visual representation of the shot for how bright and dark everything is, but also the different color levels as well. So once I've got that on, the next place I will come to is the left. And I'm dragging the slider to the left or to the right to really set the brightness of the dark areas in my shot. So if we move the slider to the left, I'm increasing the dark tones in my image. And if I move the slider to the right, I'm reducing the dark tones in my image. And as we move the slider left or right, you can see in the scopes area a visual representation of our adjustments. So as I make the darker areas lighter, we are seeing everything move up. And as we make them darker, we can see everything move down towards the zero line. So really, the general rule is that you do not want to go below that bottom line, and you don't want to go above the line as well. So I'm going to increase the dark tones a little bit by moving left. So once I have modified the darker areas in my clip, I'm going to move over to gain to fine-tune the white areas in my clip, or the brighter areas. So you can see that when I move my slider to the right, the whiter areas become whiter, and when I move it to the left, they become darker. And we have a visual representation in the scopes area, as you've seen before. So I'm going to move my slider to the left to reduce the white tones a bit. By the way, if you want to undo anything you have done, click on the undo icon for each effect. Or if you want to completely go back to the beginning, then click this icon where it says Reset All. So we've done the dark areas, we've done the bright areas. Next, we're going to work on the mid-range areas, or skin tone. Let's move over to gamma. So again, we can move the slider either left or right to adjust the image as we want. I'm just going to move mine slightly to the right. And really what we're aiming for is to make our image look as crisp, but as natural as possible. Now to fine-tune the colors even more in your clips, this is where we can start using these actual color wheels. We can just grab this center point here and move it around to add or remove a certain color. So if I want to add more warmness to our shot, more yellow or more orange, we can grab the slider and move towards this orange portion here. So you can see that we have added more warmth or orange to our shot in the midtones area. So using these little circles here is a very effective and precise way we can fine-tune the look and feel of our clips and footage overall. So now that we have worked on the light, dark, and mid-tone areas of our shot, we can also do 2 more adjustments to our clip: contrast and saturation. Saturation is the amount of color in our shot. So moving left, we can see all the color has been taken out, and moving it right will increase the amount of color in our image. Let's make this 50 again, which is the start point. We can also move the slider to the right or to the left for highlights and shadows, which work in a similar way as contrast. So for this one, I will move the slider just a little bit. And likewise with the hue, if we move right, we are adding more pink. And if we move left, we are adding more green. Again, this is just covering the basics. So let's look at what our clip looked like before, and now after. So there is a subtle difference, but I would say it has been improved. If you want to apply these settings to other clips in the project, one way you can do it is to right-click on the timeline window with the adjusted color settings and select Grab Still. And you can see we got a still added up here. And then we can apply the settings from that still to other clips on our timeline. So if we select our next clip here that we want to apply the color correction to, and then come up to your still again and left click, and then select Apply Grade, that has now been applied to the next clip. So this was a quick introduction to color grading and color correction in DaVinci Resolve. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, don't forget to like the video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.